level. This is why. Okay, guys, part of the year that we've been waiting for the last 7 or 8 months is this House settlement decision should happen this week. They're going through a little bit of the fairness and kind of equitable type hearing right now, but this result should come hopefully by the end of this week, and we're going to get right into it and talk about what people are saying, what the possibilities are for approval, denial, stuff like that. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you like daily college baseball content. Hit the like button on the video, helps us out in the algorithm. And again, if you're interested in working with us, getting help in the recruiting process, scan the Get Recruited QR code right here. We'll meet with you, fill out that form. We'll meet with you, talk about what we do, and ultimately see if it's the right fit for us and the right fit for you. All right. So let's get right into it, guys. I'm going to pull up a tweet by our guy, Mint Winter, probably the best guy on X that's been covering this since the beginning. And let's read what he says. A good piece on what to expect after the House Settlements Fairness hearing tomorrow. Don't expect a decision until the end of the week at the earliest. So I guess it could potentially be, sometime next week, but I think everyone's expecting this to be at the end of the week or, very soon here coming up. And although many see approval as guaranteed, denial is a real possibility. There will also be an appeal either way. Okay, so denial, legit possibility, guys. And this piece gets into it a little bit. But it does seem like there is not an insignificant chance that this gets denied, right? Maybe it's 25%, maybe it's 20%, but let's get right into this article and see what it says. Ultimately, Judge Wilken will weigh the arguments from all parties to determine whether she should approve the settlement. It's worth noting that the standard for the settlement to be approved is not that it must solve all issues raised in the case, which this settlement certainly falls short of. Judge Wilken must only determine whether the settlement is fair, reasonable, and adequate to all concerned. As the objections illustrate, there is an honest argument to be had as to whether this settlement meets that standard. All right, so, there's doubt already. There's doubt already that this is going to get approved. Will Judge Wilken grant approval? The likelihood of a decision being issued on Monday appears slim, and that would be today, right? Because it's the first day of the week, so it's not going to happen today, unless something crazy happens. Regardless of which way it goes, the ultimate decision will likely be a lengthy document to fully explain and unpack all of the nuances in the settlement. Judge Wilken has shown herself to be a thoughtful jurist, and as this will be the final case of her long career, she will want to do it right. The timeline for a decision is unclear, but the end of the week or early next week is likely the earliest we can expect it. As to what Judge Wilken ultimately decides, attempting a prediction is folly. Conventional wisdom would suggest that the most likely outcome is approval of the House settlement. However, the settlement is far from conventional in several ways, not the least of which is that the terms of the settlement clearly violate antitrust law, which was the grounds for the lawsuit in the first place. It's also worth noting that Judge Wilken cannot change the settlement. If, for example, she finds that the roster limits render the settlement unfair, she cannot simply remove those and approve the rest of the settlement. Her only options are to approve or not. In the event she does not approve, she can and almost certainly will make suggestions as to changes in the settlement that would receive her approval. The one near certainty, regardless of Judge Wilken's decision, it will be appealed in the Ninth Circuit or to the Ninth Circuit. So while Monday's hearing offers plenty of intrigue and may even be a significant inflection point in the future of college sports, the issues will be far from settled. Even if the settlement is approved and ultimately goes into effect next year, there are still several issues to sort out, and numerous lawsuits will continue to be filed. While it is possible the so-called Wild West era of the NCAA is coming to an end, the billable hours era will continue for the foreseeable future. All right, so let's talk about what this could mean and what you should expect, right? Today is the first day of kind of this part of the end of the settlement. Again, it could be decided here in the next few days by the end of the week. It could be maybe sometime next week, but not a lot of people are saying they expect it to go much longer. So this is kind of, what I've told you guys for the last 7 or 8 months. So what I was hearing is that around April is when it's going to be done. And like this article says, there is not an insignificant percentage chance that the House settlement case gets denied. But if it is denied, right, it's going to be appealed. And if it's approved, it's going to be appealed, right? So this is not a perfect settlement. Either party is going to file an appeal if they don't get, what they want. And ultimately, there are serious flaws in this settlement. right? Like the whole point of the settlement was about antitrust law, and the settlement itself violates antitrust law in numerous ways. So is that going to be enough for Judge Wilken to say, you know what, I can't approve this, but if you do this, 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 and this, it's probably going to get approved and we can approve it. But if let's say it gets denied, how long is the delay before it can get approved again? That's something to keep watch of. We will be keeping watch of this and updating you guys as more continues to file out. Again, I think most people believe it's somewhere in the 70+% chance this does get approved. And some people are saying, it's 90% chance it gets approved. Maybe it's 10% that it doesn't get approved. But anyway, this is going to be again, I think a bigger issue is if it gets denied, because so many schools have kind of already said we're going to all full scholarships, or they had to cut a bunch of guys this fall because of this settlement in the works. So if this does not get approved, it's going to be interesting to see how schools decide to pivot strategy. Do they go after more guys this summer to fill up for a potential, again, 40-man roster type scenario again? If it does get denied, what's the process? How long is it going to take for a chance at another approval to happen? Is it going to be, a few months, or is it going to be like another year? We don't know, but there's a lot in limbo, but we should get a decision sometime today. Let me know what you guys are hearing, what you guys think in the comments. Again, wanted to give you guys this update today because I do think, again, this is going to be like the article says, like the Wild West era of NCAA may be over. And again, I would say it's kind of not over, right? Because it's still it's crazy out there in college baseball. But the billable hours for lawyers will continue into the near future. So we're going to keep seeing more lawsuits. Ultimately, that's going to guide and dictate future changes that happen. So let's see what happens over this next week. As soon as we start hearing more info on likelihood of approval or denial, we will let you know. Tune into the stream later tomorrow. We'll be talking about it as well. Appreciate your guys' support. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.